All right, I think everything is starting up here. Get it all going. Got Facebook going. It looks like the tubes is up and running. Hey, everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. Thought I would sit down and do a video for you guys and gals. Let's get some good conversations going here. The topic I'm going to briefly cover, and then we will get into everybody's topics, their questions, everything they want to know. What's up, Defiant? How you doing, Defiant True? Keep those likes and comments coming for me, brother. It's good. The more that you hammer it early on, the more streams just get into. All right, let's talk about the stuff we're seeing with the nonsense. I've made a few Facebook posts on this and some screenshots and jokes, but this is ridiculous. And this is predictable. This is predictable. There are people out here now on camera consuming Tylenol to protest this discussion by Trump. And we need to understand this is not a political thing. I don't know why people are pretending he pulled this out of left field. And I understand that the science on this is controversial. I understand these are controversial studies, that there's debate happening here. But what you do need to understand on this topic, and I've had someone, okay, that's fine, but we don't disregard meta-analysis because we just don't like the research. But you can't claim that this came out of nowhere or that this was necessarily politically motivated. But there was a meta-analysis that came out that Harvard took care of last month. Okay, and it looked at 46 studies and found this correlation between Tylenol in utero, large amounts of Tylenol in utero, and a variety of various neurodivergent disorders, including autism spectrum disorder, right? So it's not like this is something that the Trump administration came up with. So the problem is this is people who are protesting an actual real scientific discussion. And I understand it's being debated. We all agree this is still a point of scientific and medical contention. But it's not like fringe people did this. This is coming out of Harvard University. Okay? And it's coming out of meta-analysis. Now, again, you can disagree with the way they did the data. You can have an academic argument against that. You can say, well, I don't like the way the studies were conducted. Look at it. I found some flaws in their data, their methodology. That's a valid discussion to have, an academic discussion. But if you're jumping up thinking that the political party or political people came up with this, they didn't. This came out of Harvard University from their nutritional science department and their research. Okay, so we need to be aware of this. And so the problem is you have people doing this silly stuff to where, it's like you said, hopefully no one overdoses, but they will, and it's predictable. Like how many memes, didn't we see memes about this last year? There were memes on this where people were posting stuff showing if Trump came out against cancer, there would be people on the far left jumping up, screaming, being against cancer is racist and be trying to get cancer. I mean, this is at that level of stupidity. Like this is a self-fulfilling stupidity prophecy for memes where people are actually getting up doing it. Okay, and they need to understand, and we all know this, Tylenol is not good for you. Like, let's set this aside. Tylenol is something that is relatively easy to overdose on, and it is horrific. Like, it's not like a joke. It's not like people can just take a bunch of it, and it's like because of the situation with them not liking a president. Right? These were actual nutrition researchers and PhDs into this correlation. Okay, this is not a political topic. Now it's been politicized now, but that's again the stupidity, right? Trap deadlifting backyard high energy. What? I don't really understand what you wrote. I'm not a big trap bar deadlift. People are protesting this at the stupidity. And again, it's like you said, Defiant, you pray that no one overdoses. Tylenol overdose is a terrible way to die. Okay, let's be clear. It's not among the ways of comfortable ways to go out. And I don't think people are understanding that. And it's not reversible. That's the scary part with it. Not only is it an extremely painful death, it's prolonged. So it's not like one of these things where people take it and they just die that night. Or that, hey, they can change their mind or cry for help. They get to the hospital and, they can fix you. Right? It's non-reversible, and the damage to the liver is non-reversible. And when it's lethal, it can take up to a week. So pretty much when someone ODs on Tylenol, it's really, really bad. They pretty much lay in a hospital bed in pain for a week straight, and then they die. Right? And from what I've heard from a family member of mine who worked in ICU, they're like, it's bad. That's not a way you want to go out. They're like, it's pretty bad. They're like, yeah, they're in a lot of pain. They have to give them morphine and stuff just to deal with the pain. Yeah, where's those like, get those likes up, guys. Come on, tell them, Chris. What's up, Benny? But you're right, Defiant. When people define their existence with politics, they do stupid stuff. I don't define my existence with politics. Like, I don't ascribe to any ideology hardcore. Do I have a couple of political topics that I care a lot about, like Second Amendment and stuff? Yes, absolutely. But I don't define my identity by politics. And when you do that, that's when this stupidity happens. And both sides are guilty of this, by the way. All right? But sheer stupidity. Benny says, Coach, is it possible someone can be a non-responder to Tylenol? I've never done anything for me. I have no idea. Hey, Benny, you are more likely to find an answer to that on WebMD Googling than you are asking me. I have no idea. I literally have no idea on that one, brother. All right? But just because you're a non-responder doesn't mean it'll remove the hepatotoxicity. All right? Does not mean toxicity. But yeah, but that's again the stupidity of people of not understanding that. Set research aside that he was quoting about neurodivergence, and just look at the data. Like, too much Tylenol is deadly. Like, you're advised not to take Tylenol for prolonged periods of time. Tylenol themselves issued a memo many years ago saying that they don't recommend their products to pregnant women. They said this. They said this years ago. They're like, we don't really recommend. They actually put a disclaimer out at one time. Like, I saw someone post it like 8 or 9 years ago. No, it's not your kidneys drop, it's your liver. Please don't spread misinformation. It's specifically your liver. And yes, Tylenol overdose destroys your liver and is lethal. Like I said, it takes about a week for you to die from it. So yeah, if the people, any of them overdosed on it now, they're going to be around another week, and then they're going to have a really bad week. Again, let's be clear on that. Let me put out my own statement. Do not do this. This is a stupid way to protest. The worst case is an extremely painful, slow death. Like, hating a political leader enough to willingly die a slow, painful death in protest to them is not worth it. Don't do it. Damn. 3 views, the Tylenol. Very veiny. Appreciate it, man. We definitely got the veins going on today. We always have the veins in the afternoon. But yeah, guys, you got to look at the insanity of people. But yeah, drop KG this, please keep it correct and name the right organ. We don't want to spread scientific misinformation. Thoughts on poppers? I don't know what that means. Mike, save me. I don't want to go to Urban Dictionary. Could you please just explain that to me in plain English? Because I would rather keep running the stream, and I don't want to go to Google the Urban Dictionary to figure out what this term means. Is it kidney? But that's pretty far down the list. I hear Blue Chew is good. Why do you guys need a pre-workout? I don't even like pre-workouts, let alone all this other stuff. I don't know if I lean towards blaming the media or public school systems for this, right? Who knows? Who knows? Hey, but liver is the immediate concern. Again, be realistic. But I mean, again, we all know that something you should be taking for prolonged periods of time. I do black coffee. That's my only thing pre-workout. It's like I see all these people who worry about all these pre-workouts. I don't even eat food before I train. I just go do reps for 500 pounds on a deadlift and do reps for 315 on a bench on no food. I do all my training fasted. I run 5Ks fasted. I do 2-hour lifting workouts fasted. That's my normal. Okay. Urban Dictionary. Sorry, Jason, just trolling. Okay. Thank you, Mike, because I don't know what that means. All right. So my wife loves blue chew. Oh, Lord. Like, she like it when you take it, or does she take the blue chew? So hold on, man. We need details here, Drop. We need some details, man. Fill us in. Max says, because I have a bad diet, Edie, and I want to get. Well, why don't you clean your diet up, man? Why are we talking about day? Why am I getting an ad? I don't know. I don't know why you're getting an ad for that, Prince. Keep in mind, I have my settings set to base it on your search engines. Straight edge. I owe you an apology about my pew question this morning. I worded it badly, my mistake. Okay. All right. And I think people forget that. That is one of the very, very, very few political issues I'm passionate about is Second Amendment. So people don't realize that, how hardcore I am on that one. And I'm not even willing to change my stance. Like, that's not one of those I believe in debating on. It's like, I believe in the death penalty for politicians who try to write gun laws. Like, this is what I believe. They should be charged with treason. And treason carries the death penalty in the United States. That's just how I feel. You're free to disagree, but but I don't have a lot of political issues that I'm really passionate about. I just don't. That happens to be the one. So, I think that's fair. But people are not going to like my position on it if they don't feel the same way. Well, I do take proper precautions. I'm very, very safe with mine. I practice safety, but but you guys know my position. If they're like, what do you believe the law should be? I think they should be available in vending machines. I don't think that it should require any human interaction at all. I don't think you should be required to show an ID to buy an AR or an AK. It's my opinion. Constitution. All right, next. Hey, Jason. Eternal. I have no idea. I don't know that you will ever see truth again. Prince, that's a tricky one. Let me ask you a question. Are they an American citizen? Okay, number one. Number two, if they're dangerous, why are they on the street? If they are dangerous, why did you let them out of jail? Number three, I would like a list of which other constitutional rights a convicted felon loses. So they lose their right to free speech. They lose their right to have an attorney. Do they lose their right to trial by jury? So if we're going to take that one, we need to take all of them. Sometimes they can't vote, but they're still allowed an attorney. They're still allowed a trial. They're allowed to have freedom of speech. So why are we taking away? Are they a citizen? Did we strip of their citizenship? Then the answer is all American citizens have a right to keep and bear arms. So, all right, Benny asked, Coach, do you think an average woman can squat one in 1 week? Like their first week in the gym? Probably not. No, pretty doubtful. Right? How important are glutes? How do I get dummy thick? Glutes are pretty important. Have you tried squats and deadlifts? I mean, if we go off the research we have, squats are arguably just about the best glute exercise you can do. You know, they're real high up the list, man. Nobody's on the Facebook yet. Keep those likes flowing, guys. Right? But I agree. Yeah, Max do plenty of squats and deadlifts. That will get it done. Trying to look like Timmy Thick. Judges that release violent criminals that reoffend should be charged and disbarred. You know, there's a conversation, right? Or is it impeached? I mean, that's a real conversation to have. Yeah, people don't like my position on all that. All my position on when people say, well, we need whatever gun control for X or Y, I'm like, no, you need to fix the other problems. Fix your criminal justice system. If someone is too violent to own an AR with a 30-round mag, they're too violent to be on the street. Put them back in jail. Then you don't need background check. Done. Problem solved, because there should be no government involvement. Technically, if you understand that right to keep and bear arms, the government should have no involvement in the process. All. Because that's the reason it exists, is to keep the government from restricting you. That is literally the written reason, is to protect you from the government. Therefore, they should have no say in the matter. They should have no background checks, no registration, because it's to keep them out of it. That's the entire point of the Bill of Rights, is to prevent the government from doing stuff to you. That is the whole reason it exists. All right. If they end up yellow, they won't feel mellow. Right. That's right. Leg rest. I mean, drop kick, you could argue those, but I think squats are going to be the way to go. What type of music do you play, coach? Death metal, black metal, hard. You may want to look at the type of guitars that I have. That would tell you at least some indication. You see a Gibson Les Paul and a Fender Strat. That gives some indications, at least, into a variety of genres that are most likely. All right. Is there any benefit to benching the wider than pinkies on the rings? I do. So the rep work I did today, so you saw me do rep work with 315, and then I cranked out 16 reps of 225. I'm index finger on the rings. I'm way out here, dude. Right? I'm barely meat legal. In a self-defense situation, you could take Hassan Piker. I don't know. Is she hot? What's up? That sounds like a hot girl. That sounds like a girl's name. Is she good looking? What's up? I don't know who that is. Do you like Dimebag Darrell? Yeah, I did like Pantera. Office is looking crammed. Well, it's just the stuff I have in the back. Not really that crammed, honestly. Everything else is really not crammed. No, my office is got quite a bit of stuff in here, but my living room is fairly open. Right. I got my sectional. I got a TV. That's like it. And my big ass living room. All right. No, it's just stuff I have in my office because it's my work area. So I do all my work in here, all my guitar stuff, all my painting is in my workspace. Well, I don't know if I need a bigger. I need a bigger garage. All right. I have plenty of space in the house. I'm just not using it. What I could use is a bigger garage, but I don't need more equipment. I need to get rid of some of it. Box squats are great too for glutes. Yes, they are. Any squat is great for glutes. This is known. This is understood. Right? this. I gotta like my own thing. It's been really quiet on the Facebook. It might not be liking the title. It could be the situation. Your thoughts on kettlebell workouts? I think kettlebells are a useful tool, yes. But a whole workout with kettlebells, you regret getting? I have bars that I regret getting. My football bars, my trap bar. I think the trap bar is useless. I need to just sell it. I need to put it up for sale. Triceps are looking shredded. I don't know if they're looking shredded. They were feeling a little thicker after the dips. I noticed turning back around in there. Right. Hold on. Sorry, I had a client asking me about his warm-ups. I had a buddy named Troy who did what? All right. There's a tons of jack dudes that just do kettlebells bigger than coach. Well, then they're on a ton of drugs. If they be bigger than me. But I mean, realistically, you're asking me, what do I think of kettlebell workouts? I don't think a kettlebell only workout is really ideal. I think they're useful tools, right? What is it I don't like about trap bars? I think you're forced to use a heavier weight for the same RPE, and I think they're unstable at the top. And they give you less back development, okay? Literally less effective for the low back, right? Right off the top of the list. They're an easier learning curve, but once you learn to do them, they're more dangerous than a conventional deadlift, right? Because of the ability to tip at the top, the instability with a really heavy weight at the top. Lou says, no, she's not a client to my knowledge. How are you, coach? I'm doing good, Lucius. I'm sorry, Luxess. Hey, coach, have you met any big, fairly lean naturals you knew were 100% natural? I'm wondering if they exist. I mean, you can never know that someone is 100% natural. Like, are there cases where I go 95%? Maybe even 99%, but 100%? I am not willing to sign off that someone is 100% natural unless I have spent 3 months with them 24/7, including when they go to the bathroom. If they ever go take a shit without me in the bathroom, I can't know for a fact they're natural. Right? So when people say, oh, I know this person is natural, I'm like, have they ever taken a shit without you watching? They're like, well, yeah. Well, how do you know they didn't pin some test and trend while they were in the bathroom taking a shit? You have to watch them. You have to watch them while they sleep. You got to watch them while they poop. You got to watch 24. You're going to have to, I don't know how you're going to have people in shifts. Are you going to trust the other people while you're asleep to watch them? Like, how do you know the other person isn't compromised and lying? Like, how do you know they're natural? Like, with 100% beyond all shadow of a doubt, unless you physically watched them for 12 weeks straight and took stimulants and stuff to stay awake. Like, how do you know they didn't go dart some stuff while they were taking a poop? You don't know. And given the propensity of people to do fake natty stuff today, the sheer amount of lies, I've known guys who lied to their wives about their steroid use. Right? I've met lifters who use gear and lie to their wife about it. So if guys are willing to lie to their wives about their steroid use, what makes you think? Right? Princess, I just want to get big enough that when I go to the grocery store or gas station, I get random compliments. Just keep getting bigger. Happens to me every time, almost all the time when I go. Luxa says, I try to get my workouts in at least 4 times a week and watch a little bit of YouTube advice for training. There you go. So a little new to all of this, slowly getting there. Just keep learning. And obviously my channel is a good source. I believe my channel is the best source of information, but I'm a little bit biased. All right. Do you monitor clients for gear if they claim it? No. I have to just mostly take their word. And in most cases, I give them the benefit of the doubt. But we can't know for sure. Hey, Prince, are you natural? I saw a video that said to lift every day, but I've been doing it every other day. No, you don't need to lift every day. You should probably do some cardio of some type every day. But you don't need to lift every day. I train 3 days a week. Most of my clients do 3 or 4. Right? Defiant Trill said, I have an issue with bench that recently started during the pause on the chest. My right elbow drifts back. Get tighter. What do you mean it drifts back? Quit heaving. Stay tight. Break the bar on the eccentric rep. Look, when you bench, I want you to grab the bar, squeeze it, and you break it, right? You have to engage those lats. Down, boom. You break the bar. You break the bar. So you need to engage the lats. That'll prevent that elbow from that drifting back. You're going to get hurt with that eventually. Be careful with that one. Good luck, Prince, doing it naturally. I'm not hating. I got to know estimate of how many poops you have sat through. Oh, my God. That's TMI, man. All right, straight edge lifestyle. I like 3 days too. 3 days feels good for lifting. I mean, I do 3. I like really soft mattresses. I don't remember the exact brand. I have like one of the hybrid types. Is it bad if I only do arms, chest, back, and shoulders? I just want to look good for the ladies. Yeah, that's bad. You need to train your legs. Right? I don't know. Like, what? 200? What? Oh, good Lord. We really going to talk about watching people poop? Are we serious? All right, let me come back. Oh, sorry, we got Ryan. Ryan, I'm also on the tubes. I didn't even see your question. Let me get your Facebook question here. Then the Tide Pod idiots, right? So let me read it. Tylenol already has warning labels to not take during pregnancy. They even have them going back to 2017. Sorry, it keeps scrolling it down. Whether it's linked to autism or not, why punch yourself in the liver, ignore medication's existing warning just because you don't like RFK or have Trump derangement syndrome? Back to eating Tide Pods. Well said, Ryan. Ryan's one of my powerlifting bros. In fact, Ryan was head judge at a meet where one of my lifters was at, and he's calling me going, we're calling your lifter. Where's he at? He's calling me all the way. He's like sitting me. I'm like, what? Let me find out where he's at. He was still in his hotel room. That's team right there for you, man. You want to know what the average team Blaha lifter is like? If he's still listening, he's going to be laughing because he remembers just a bit. My lifter was in the hotel room when he was supposed to be squatting, the hotel next door. And I'm messaging when he's run over there to get over there before he gets timed out. Why? Because he met a girl on Tinder the night before. And he's laying there in bed with her instead of squatting. He had the start times mixed up by an hour. This is Team Blaha right there. Right? Team Blaha. Hey, Coach, I just watched back yesterday's live and I saw you were live now. What the heck? Are you all right? What? Yeah, man, of course I'm all right. Superior lifts, all upper body. Prince, is all coaching done remotely? Have you gone to medical clients? I do all my coaching remotely these days. Dropkick says, I don't know, girls always like big arms and forearms. Yes, no, you were wrong, Dropkick. They like a man's butt. Women are just like the booty warrior from that clip. They like a man's butt, just like the booty warrior did. Okay? Not exactly the same way. Okay, let me rephrase that. Figuratively speaking, they didn't literally like it the same way. All right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, right? The booty warrior. I like you and I want you and I'm going to have you. We can do this the easy way. We can do this the hard way. So I'm trying to get built like Timmy Thick. You could charge way more for in-person. I probably could. I trust you. I'm going to get a BBL Brazilian butt lift. Hey, Superior, I didn't put any pictures up. So you've been definitely being a troll. Let me see what your channel who is. Oh, yeah. You be stalking and stuff. Get out of here. Acting all concerned. Prince, you suspect too. They don't crave it more than water, but they definitely like it. Yeah, they don't crave it more than water like the booty warrior did. Booty was more important than food. I read on Reddit, Jason has a BBL. Oh, what? No, man, I don't have a Brazilian butt lift. Coach, I know drinking is not good, but how harmful can one beer every few weeks? Old PA, I guess within reason, but I don't want to be too graphic with detailed pew stuff. They don't always like it. Hey, Destin, according to the data we have, 1 drink a month is enough to raise cancer risk. Yeah. Well, in any event, he said pictures. All right. No, I don't talk about any fitness influencers anymore. I don't care. We don't care. We're not interested. We don't care about what they have to say. Do you think Martin Birkin's reverse pyramid training? I think Martin's training is pretty good. I'm just not a fan of reverse pyramids per se. Just wondering your opinion on G26 EDC. We can keep that in code. I think that's reasonable. I mean, I prefer the 19. That's my preferred EDC. But I think the 26 is valid. It's a smaller version, right? It's an inch less barrel, 5 less rounds, 2 inch shorter grip. How many steaks a day do you recommend eating? I don't have an exact recommendation for total steaks a day. I mean, we've discussed total limits on saturated fat. If you're worried about health, I reported that Reddit post. There you go, Max. BBLs are really dangerous. Yeah, I agree. They can just squat. They don't need a BBL, right? I just thought the way you destroyed with accent was spot on. Well, maybe. But we're not doing any of that. Thoughts on pinning calves? Oh, no. I mean, I've known of people who do it, but man, that's got to be uncomfortable, right? That has to be a really uncomfortable way to pin, and that's got to affect your performance. You imagine going running, like if you did sight pinning in your calves. It's talking about injecting your gear in it. You imagine what running would be like? Imagine going for a 5-mile run the day after you pinned your calves. Two sirloins a day. I don't know, Max. I mean, we need to think in terms of what does your LDL look like? What's your total saturated fat? I mean, the real question with that is the protein in, great. That's a great source of protein. As long as it's not too much saturated fat for your lifestyle and your genetics and your LDL is staying in range. And I haven't seen your blood work, so I can't answer that. Right? Fair? All right. Coach, your calves are pretty big. Well, my calves are just pretty big in general. I mean, Coach do got them calves, right? Y'all can hate on my biceps, but not my calves. Can't hate on my calves. My cows. They're not even calves, really, man. They're pretty much cows. They're like fully grown. They must have drank gallons of milk already. They are grown up. They're no longer calves. I don't even know they're cows. They're technically, they might even be bulls. What do you think? Let us rate coaches. You rate my calves, guys. All right. I don't even have calves. I got bulls below my knees. All right. Still Slavic G. Real Slav calves. How do you get big calves? It's mostly genetics. I got them through my superior training knowledge, right? Because I know so much about training and I trained so hard that I got these massive shredded calves. Do you practice? Not really. I do a little bit there for you guys, but no, I don't practice posing. I do it every now and then in a training video just for fun. But no, I don't practice posing. I have no intention of doing a show. Hey, Prince, is your mom going to do a show? What's up? Built like a fruit house. Or shit, brick. Wait, hold on. I think you got those all mixed up. That's all confused. You got me all confusapated. I don't even know what's going on now. Max, I don't even know what you just said. I just can't. All right. You done made coach get all confused and get words mixed up. It's not right. You should be ashamed of yourself. All right. What else we got going? Prince, you are kind of trolling, though. You do know that, right? Just saying. He's Indian, Mexican, Indian, sorry, English. Well, it happens, man. Wimby says, I have such big calves. I have issues wearing pants. Do you have the same issue? No, I mean, I get boot cut jeans, man. Right. My only issue though is putting a piece in a boot is not that easy for me. Right. Unfortunately, like a boot holster is not really optimal for coaching. John says, OPE, what? What are you guys talking about? What did any of that mean? Coach, you seem way more upbeat lately. I am, man. We're doing good. We're doing good. Even I've got a lot of stuff going on. But we got to stay positive and upbeat. Focus on the future, right? Got to stay positive. I mean, I am positive right now. You trolling us too, Coach? Man, I don't troll you guys. You trolled you. I trolled your mom. Happy Blaha. How do we rate the forearms? That's a good question, Dean. They need to be dropping super chats based upon the forearm rating. You tell them, Dean. How are we rating the forearms? All right. First, we got to rate the vein. All right. How's the vein doing? No, I have big calves. A boot holster is not really ideal. All right. We got to rate the vein. All right. Hold on. Might be fake. You never know. I might have stuck a catheter under my skin. All right. You gave up on Mount Bicephalus. I'll do a Mount Bicephalus for a super chat. Prince, you drop me a super chat, I'll give you a Mount Bicephalus. I don't be flexing for free. You got me twisted. You got me messed up for somebody else. All right. We're running a business here. You're jealous. What are you jealous of? The veins? The forearms? My forearms are from training. I do not, let me repeat, I do not have good forearm genetics. I had little skinny toothpick forearms when I started. That is literally from training. Whereas in the calves, that might be genetic. I may have started with really big calves, but I put to be fair, I've gained like an inch on my calf since I've been lifting. over the decades. Hey, John, well, you never know. You're only going to not need it once. Like are you ever going to need it and not have it? You only have to worry about that happening one time. I think you should. Right. Dean, what was that all about? He posted a C and then he retracted his message. Some retraction. He done retracted the message. Right. Plenty of times having a gun comes in handy. Doesn't mean I want to discuss them here. Yes, I have definitely been in a situation where I have had to brandish and it came in handy. But I'm not going to go into details on that. Especially during the curfew after Hurricane Harvey. Out trying to get stuff. So, yep. Hidden codes. I like carrying a Derringer. Why a Derringer? What? I don't know about all that. That just seems really insufficient. Were you a volunteer deputy ever? What? Hey, Prince, that seems like a really weird question. A volunteer deputy. I don't even know what that is, to be honest. Volunteer days. What does that even mean? Right? I don't even know what the hell that is. Derringers are cool. You know. So now we're getting into the fine details of my personal life, Prince. I would simply say, I suppose that's none of your business. Not being mean, I'm just saying. But notice I didn't reach up and ban you. All right, next. I hate it when someone says, are we not allowed to ask? I'm like, I didn't ban you. They always do that. Like, if I didn't ban you, then you're clearly allowed to ask. I could just say, it's not your business. All right. What else, guys? Hey, Dropkick, I don't base defending my life on what's cool. You know what I mean, dude? Prince says he was a neighborhood watch deputy. Where do you live, Prince? Is this a session for questions about Tylenol stink or strength and fitness? How about both, John? Hey, John, both. You know, both. Like, if you got fitness questions and training questions, man, let's get into them. I've answered a bunch of them. I've already covered the Tylenol thing. I feel like we've more or less covered the totality of the silliness of that nonsense. With people doing that, unless you want to rehash it. If you got questions about it, by all means. But if you have fitness questions, we'll talk about things of importance. What would Jason Blaha do as a top priority if he was president? First thing we would do is we would fix the problems, right? Fix all the problems. That's the first thing I would do if I was president. That's where we'd start. Miss Crab. I don't understand that reference either. Like Lenny Kravitz, the musician. I agree. Maybe I should carry something in addition to your Derringer. Yeah, wouldn't be a bad idea. Not saying you can't carry the Derringer, but it feels a little insufficient. I'm just saying. This is 2025. You know, you're not a lady of the night in a saloon, right? John says, I've always wondered what actually makes a muscle, you mean makes the fibers contract? Ooh, you're going to need to go to biology on that because it's going to involve. So you're talking about at the level of the actual contractile proteins, or are you talking about the nervous system sending it down the synapses? Because there's all of that. No, it's not necessarily the glycogen. It has to do with electrolytes crossing through barriers, right? Do you think, so with actin and myosin, do you think Trump is doing well so far on his second run as president? Any improvements? I mean, beats the alternative, right? Beats the alternative. No, I don't want to go into what all he would do different. I've not been happy with all of it, no. But I've never am, right? Like, I'm not one of these, how do I put it? Did I vote for him? Yes. Am I an adamant supporter? No. Makes sense? He was the lesser of two evils. Left forearm veins are absolutely sickening on real gains used. I do hammer curls right now. Right? That's it. I did hammer curls today. I did sets of 12 with the 48s. In school, did you ever crush on any teachers? Probably. Jason, what's your favorite carb source? Got to be sweet potatoes. Favorite? I'll eat sweet potatoes. I don't like them that much, to be fair, but I cook with them sometimes. My favorite probably be just plain old white rice. Well, I did brown rice today, basmati or something. Like, I like white rice a lot. Like, it's just an enjoyable carb source. Derringer or Bear Spray, what's more protective? I'm gonna go with Glock. My favorite carb source is Sour Patch Kids. Oh Lord, y'all are too much, man. Why you eat candy like that, man? Come on, that's not good for you. This is a fitness channel, broski. So if I got to choose between a Derringer or Bear Spray, I'm going with Glock. Unless it's home defense, I'm going with the AR. I keep an AR by my bedside with an aim point and a sling on it. All right. I always co-witness the backup irons with the aim point, just in case. Got to keep it light. No, you got to keep the humor light or the carbs. I know Sour Patch Kids are not going to keep you that light. This would not be my preferred carbohydrate source. Although they taste pretty good, I'm sure. But bro, my favorite YouTube bodybuilder told me candy before my workout is good. He probably did tell you that. Oh, Robert Frank. Oh crap! It's the real Robert Frank. He's over here on my stuff. Oh my God. Guys, guess what? My Facebook, the real Robert Frank, actual with 1.6 million followers, just commented in my stream. Robert, you're funny as hell, by the way, dude. I've been watching you for years, OG YouTuber. Funny enough. Nice. That's cool. So yeah, that's hilarious. No, so the real Robert Frank literally just commented in my live stream, gave me a compliment. Said, I've watched you for years, dude. Awesome. That's cool as hell. All right. But yeah, Dan, your favorite YouTube bodybuilder told you candy. He probably did. Is it true Sour Patch Kids and excess wouldn't? I mean, de novo lipogenesis is extremely limited in humans. I mean, let's be realistic. But in terms of metabolic health, you're eating a bunch of refined fructose and it's not optimal, dude. Come on. When are we starting BJJ? I'm not, man. Max says I just eat Tina's burritos for gains. I could interpret that a lot of ways. I thought your favorite carb source would be watermelon. I love watermelon, to be fair. I love watermelon. I forgot to even go there, didn't I? I mean, so I was thinking of starchy carbs, right? I was thinking of starchy carbs when you said that of primaries. But okay, if we're going to open it up to fruit, then I'm going to go with watermelon or cantaloupe. But real recognizes real. I know Robert. Dude, Robert's funny as hell, right? But I missed it. It was like 8 minutes after he posted it. I didn't even see the thing pop up. I was chatting with you guys in the tubes. And yeah. Well, he got on Modern Day Winston Churchill's podcast, and I was on it like 2 weeks later. Robert Frank. Why would you think? Does Robert claim that? No, Robert definitely doesn't. He's carrying a lot of size, dude. Come on. Like, Robert's not a small dude historically. Right. What do you think about a baby aspirin a day for preventing cancer? Why would you take a baby aspirin for preventing cancer? Their baby aspirins are prescribed for specific heart conditions, but no. That's just ridiculous. Ray Pete talks about all sorts of crazy stuff. What happened to Modern Day was I think he did. I still see him posting a little on Instagram. Right? He posts a little on Instagram, but I think he shut down the podcast. But I asked him about it, and he wanted me back on. I hit him up. He said he wasn't going to do any for a while, and then he took them all down. And he didn't. I don't really have any details, man. I mean, I do have an open Instagram conversation there, but I haven't checked it in 6 months. I think he's going through some stuff, though. I think he is going through some stuff. All right. Yeah, that's cool. So Robert Frank commented in the thing. That's cool, man. It's always funny when people do that. I forget he's a fan. That's awesome. So, and I'm a fan of his stuff, so that's cool. Like, dude, he's funny. Dude is funny. He has done some comedy gold in the gym. Like, definitely fitness comedy. He alluded to some of them. Yeah, he did. So I know that he was going through a lot. Taking aspirin every day will more likely give you cancer. Right. You got to think in terms of load on the liver. Like, aspirin is going to create a little bit of stress on the liver no matter what. Coach, do you like Totino's pizza? I don't really eat junk food, man. I mean, I love pizza, and I love cheap, gross pizza. I've had people who are like that. They're like, when you do a cheat day, how could you literally be happy with something like CC's? I'm like, dude, CC's pizza is gourmet cuisine on a cheat day, man. Like, if you're going to do a real cheat day, a true cheat day, like, I love some CC's, right? I know it's not even good pizza, but I think it's great. All right. Remember Coke Destiny server? I don't know. No, I don't actually. I remember vaguely who Coke Destiny was. I don't know anything about his server. No idea, dude. Coach, I imagine you could put down a lot of pizza. Dude, I have done like 7 or 8 plates at CC's on a cheat day before. them cinnamon rolls. So what else is good? Like their Alfredo pizza, right? That Alfredo pizza at CC's is the bomb, man. Right? Papa Murphy. What? I don't know what Papa. Hold on. Let me read this other carcinogen, and I got to get to this. I don't know what Papa Murphy's is, though. This is right. The only baby aspirin for cancer use I know is carcinogenesis of pancreatic. Ooh, that's a lot. He's a medical guy, Lucas, by the way. He's a regular in my morning chats. It's great along with ivermectin, ibuprofen, Tylenol for closing. Hemodynamic bad PDA, though. Okay, cool. So we got a medical bit, very specific use. All right, Michael, who I know is a power lifter and a coach himself. Our local CC's is hot garbage. Dude, I don't know, man. CC's is solid. But I will tear up a Papa Murphy's. I don't know what Papa Murphy's is. I may have to investigate this, Michael. We might have to investigate this. I've not done a cheat day this year. I don't know that I want to do one this year. Right? Tell send some of those Facebook. Well, they might circle just because the fact that he engaged alone is good for my algo. My algo's just kind of been up or down. It's had some big ups and then downs, but then it keeps swinging back up harder each time. Is being an what? I don't know. Probably not. I can't imagine it being. Coach don't need BJJ. He knows Glock food. Tell him, man. Papa Murphy, Papa John. Papa John's is decent. All right, if I got to pick a chain, I'm going to go with Domino's. Papa Murphy's is a take-home, a baked pizza. You go in, they make your pizza fresh in front of you with the ingredients made that day. Put it in raw dough. You take it home and bake. Okay. All right. That makes sense. I can see why you like it then. I like Five Guys burger. Five Guys is pretty good. Smash Burger's a solid choice here. So I'm not even taking cheat days this year. All right. But if I'm gonna go with a burger joint, Five Guys is good. No, I don't want a pizza, Prince. I'm gonna turn it away. Haters already try to do that. I'd be sending it home. Yeah. I like okay. Like I said, Five Guys is good here. Smash Burger, though. Smash Burger. If I got to pick a burger place, I'm going with Smash Burger. Right. Coach, you should have a debate with Robert Frank on alcohol. That would be interesting, right? Because I feel like we both are OG content creators. We both like each other's work. So there's could be a mutual respect. That could actually end up being a really respectful debate. Right? That could be a really respectful debate. You know, because there's no animosity. There's no dislike of the other person going in with a difference of opinion. Isn't that the best debates? When the people debating actually have mutual respect for each other and there's no animosity walking into the debate. Because then it can turn into a real discussion. Who do you think has the worst influence? I don't follow any of them, so I don't know. I don't care. They don't exist to me. They don't exist to me. So we don't know. We don't care. We don't know. We don't care. Yeah, that's cool. So Robert Frank came through. I feel you. I mean, keep in mind, Rodney, some of my closest people in my life drink. I choose not to partake. Now, do we have conversations about it? Do I have close loved ones who drink alcohol? Yes. we have respectful conversations about it. Michael says, yes, pre-debate animosity is the worst, makes it more of an argument than an exchange of ideas. And isn't that what we really want? When we have debates, do we really want to see a fight, or do we want to see an honest exchange of ideas? You know, I think intelligent people want to see an honest exchange of ideas done in mutual respect, right? Meeting of the minds, because even if you disagree, it can create its dialogue, its discourse. It gives people who are listening in a reason to think, right? To think these topics through. Think of them critically. I mean, that's why that whole conversation we've had with shutting down debate with violence is a problem. Because isn't that how, as a civilized society, that we've done things? And I don't mean just the modern age. Think back to the ancient Greeks and everything, right? Think back to those civilizations, right? Well, I haven't seen his stuff on that, John. Would you ever do an open panel type stream? Like, I don't know what that means. Explain. Like where random trolls can come in and talk? I don't think so, no. 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 Probably not. Yeah, I don't want random people having access to me. Yeah. You shouldn't even promote. Well, I've not seen the alcohol promotion, by the way. Yeah, we definitely don't want to do it on my stuff here. It doesn't matter if you get tons of views. You could get me unmonetized. You could hurt my stuff, right? So you put someone into like your stream like this that has rules, and they break the rules, it affects you. So in other words, if I put someone into my own live stream here and they just started dropping the N-word over and over, just to hurt my channel, it would actually potentially cause me problems and strikes. So, I mean, that doesn't make a lot of sense. Like, why would you give somebody that power? You know? So, no. Nope, not interested. Makes sense? We get a ton of views. Jason, I'll see a military press. Should I press my lower back against the pad or keep a little distance? I'd press your back against the pad. Let's see. Yeah. John, a lot of it wasn't about my pride. You already know that. There are reasons I couldn't have certain stuff in here. Yeah. Nothing to do with my pride. Because I routinely make fun of myself. What are you talking about? Yeah. Well, this has died down. I might as well, if no one's going to have real conversations, I don't know, we need to keep it going. Alan says, would be guilty conscious knowing a friend who drinks alcohol but hurts an innocent person in drunk driving because we didn't intervene. And that's an interesting one. Right? I think a lot of us would feel guilty if that happened. You know? if we had the ability to intervene. We don't always have the ability. Like if you did, but you didn't. Like they're drunk and they're trying to leave and you don't stop them. Sure. Right? So if that example you're giving, then yeah, you should feel guilty. I would feel guilty. It's reasonable to feel guilty in that case. But just because you have a friend who drinks and they go do it, well, that's not on you. If you didn't have a direct way to prevent it, right? Because you can't make decisions for other people like that. But you could certainly stop them in the moment or make an effort to, right? So if you have a friend who's been drinking and they're trying to get into a car, stopping them. And I've done it. I've literally done that. Michael says, lifting update, had to bail out of the Masters Nationals meet. That sucks. Been talking about stack up of injuries during prep. If I want to be powerlifting in 20 plus years, can't be reckless with injuries. There are times when we have to back out, man. Right? Especially you're an older lifter. Yeah, you're over 40. You don't be, if you have little minor things inflamed and injuries walking into a meet, you already know this is a recipe for disaster. Because you already know you're going to push those limits. I mean, I had to do that with my shoulder. No, he's not a client. He's on my Facebook a lot, though. So I know that he's a coach and a power lifter. He's in a lot of live streams. Right. So Michael John's going to start harassing you now. He's going to stalk you. What is a dad bod to daddy system? It's just me doing good training. It's just coaching, right? So watch Alex's vlog. You get the idea. You get the idea. This sucks. This is my last crack to break an all-time Arkansas State deadlift record, but I'm moving into the 45 to 50 next year. Kill the records there. Get it, man. Get it, Michael. Right? It's like me, my shoulder didn't feel right the last meet I did, and I took that really low bench because I went close grip. Since my shoulder had been bothering me a bit going in, I ended up close gripping, so I only got like the 308 kilos, and then I missed the next lift. And then later I came back and benched 365 wide once the shoulder was healed up. All right. I feel like the vlogs have their own names, like Metal AF or Dad Bod to Daddy, right? I think it's a nice touch. Vicky says, I don't think it's said enough. The Ice Cream Fitness 5x5 programs is one of, if not the GOAT program for consistent progress for noobs. I mean, a lot of people built their base on that one, including some names like David Lade, right? Is there anything unique to the Dad Bod to Dad system? Is not a system per se. No. It's just certain mentalities, which I discussed in the vlog. Like literally, just go watch the vlog, John. It's right there, man. Jump in and watch the vlog. You'll I talk about it in Alex's vlog, and I did one this week. So just go watch it, and you'll understand the concepts. It's right there for you, man. Just go check it out. Veins on point. We got the veins popping. My veins be popping. What's the difference between ice cream program and 5x6? Well, I don't know what 5x6 is. My ice cream fitness program, the original, is a 5x5. It is a 5x5. All right, guys. I think I'm about to wind this down, though. I think we good. And the Facebook. And we're out. I'll catch you guys tomorrow morning in a coffee chat.